What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be reviewing and breaking down Superman & Lois Season 2, Episode 15, or the season finale. So yeah, guys, let's get right into it. So the episode starts with a look at Parasite, who is obviously attempting to merge both the Bizarro world and Earth Prime. Now, at this time, Earth Prime is still, fritzing in and out, just like at the end of last episode. And, of course, at this moment, Superman is still powerless. Next, we see Natalie get contact from John Henry, meaning he, of course, is still alive. We also see Tal-Rho return, and at that same moment, Clark, the boys, Natalie, and Tal-Rho are all looking at their own Earth once again. So they were still fritzing in and out, but, initially they were more on Earth Bizarro than they were on Earth Prime, but then they get, transported back to Earth Prime, whereas Lois is still stuck on Earth Bizarro. Now, while the worlds were fritzing in and out, things from, as I just said, each world are being transported to the other, including people. Kyle and General Lane were also transported to Earth Bizarro. So yeah, like I said, now Lois and General Lane are on Earth Bizarro looking for, answers, I guess. Now, with that said, Bizarro Lois instead appears on Earth Prime instead of Earth Bizarro, which only means that the worlds are combining more and more. Now, this was also a great episode for Tal-Rho's redemption arc that's been going on this entire season, as he tries to fight Parasite himself, which obviously did not work in his favor, but luckily before he's killed, Superboy, or Jordan, was able to save Tal, which was an awesome scene based on the ability that Jordan now has to fly. Now, Superman comes up with the plan to be thrown into the sun to get his powers back, which is what he believes his mother was trying to tell him back at the fortress in the last episode. So then we go back to Natalie, who's going into the in-between dimension type thing, I guess you could call it, to try and save her father, of course, that being John Henry Irons. But they needed X-Kryptonite in order to, have enough power to destroy the portals. So Natalie, she didn't pick that up because she couldn't, obviously couldn't hear everything that John Henry was saying. And so instead they have to use their X-Kryptonite from their suits, obviously leaving them at the moment stranded in the in-between dimension. So Tal flies Superman up to the sun, and obviously that's the goal of that is to get Superman's powers back. So Tal launches Superman into it, and in one of the coolest scenes ever, Superman gets his powers back, and it's almost like he was supercharged by the sun. He was like a super Superman. I tried to think, there are some really powerful versions of Superman in the comics. I'm not sure if they were trying to go for any of them in this scene here, but yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. So with his newfound powers, Superman goes to fight Parasite, and this time when Parasite tries to absorb Superman's powers, she is defeated by Superman, and he splits her back into two people. Superman then flies around the Bizarro world and throws an extremely powerful hit on it, which separates the two worlds. That was another one of the coolest scenes I've seen on the show. And they really showed how Superman has gotten much more powerful as the season or the show has gone on. Now, with that said, guys, I thought we'd get to actually see Parasite in more of a comic book form on the show, but we really didn't see that. I'd say she was actually kind of a mid-villain, not gonna lie. I really wasn't a huge fan of her being a villain. She didn't really have that much of a story arc. She was just kind of they sort of tried a story arc earlier in the season, but then as the second half of the season rolled around, they just kind of stopped that, and she was just the threat. That's basically all it was. And yeah, of course, Natalie and John Henry were saved. I actually thought one of them might die, but obviously that didn't happen. They're great characters. Don't get me wrong. Both of those characters, I think, are great. However, what's their role exactly? They're just sort of helping Superman. I thought John Henry was a fantastic villain back in the first half of season 1. But yeah, they really haven't done a lot in terms of progression in their storylines since then. But it's looking like we're gonna have some progression with them in Season 3, as at the end, or toward the end I should say, we finally get a look at John Diggle, who we knew was going to be in this episode, as he goes to meet John Henry. Now, they talk about somebody named Bruno Mannheim, who in the comics is a Superman villain. He's like a crime boss. He's nothing crazy. So it'll be interesting to see if they do anything with that next season. Now, Diggle also says that on Earth Prime, Bruno Mannheim is the person who killed Earth Prime's John Henry Irons. Obviously, the John Henry we know comes from another world, the world that was initially destroyed by Superman, or their evil version of Superman. So yeah, Diggle wants to know why Earth Prime's John Henry is killed. That's what he says. Now guys, with this episode as well, people are really starting to think that that Superman and Lois just isn't in the Arrowverse. Now there was a lot of speculation about this beforehand, but now people are really thinking this is like solidified. Now the reason why is because earlier in the episode, I believe Sam Lane is the person who says something along the lines of Superman is the only hero the world's ever known, or something like that. Now how exactly would that exactly happen? Why would Superman and Lois not be in the Arrowverse? It's possible this could just be taking place on another Earth. Now obviously Superman still exists on Earth Prime, but it could be just like totally different. I don't know, it's really confusing. Comment your guys' thoughts on that down below. But then we see the Kents go out to the middle of the ocean to make a new fortress. Obviously, the fortress in the Arctic was destroyed, and Talrow's fortress isn't the best in terms of what Superman wants. So they go ahead and make a new fortress in the middle of the ocean, and that's where the episode ends. Now, we really didn't get any crazy cliffhangers here, but I'm hoping with the Diggle ending that he will appear more in Season 3 with that John Henry Iron stuff progressing, which should all be great to see. But anyways, I'd say that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment your thoughts on this video down below, as well as your thoughts on the episode and the entirety of Superman and Lois Season 2. Comment what you guys thought about all that, and I'll see you guys in the next video.